DEGA xa ai làm răn lá vàng, trong chừng tram bên màu oanh cười lan về lan cơi xem ru.
Journalism schools, we come to see Nhật as a model for the best journalism has to offer. And that those who are the owners of media platforms will see what benefits humanity will benefit them too. So here's to Nhật. Rest in peace.
Okay, now we're going to hear from Edwin Bundab, a member of the Full Row Montagnard Army.
Good morning. Thank you for that family and for friends, for other people I didn't know the name. I'm here today to thank for Nhật and thank you for everyone for your attendance here today. My name is Edwin Bundab. I am the Executive Director of the DEGA Central Highland Organization. I am here to present the DEGA people to pay respect, love, and to thank Mr. Nhật. We are here today to remember and celebrate Mr. Nhật because he was a very good man and loved the Full Army so much. I am a Full soldier. I was very young when I saw him. He had camera crew and interview my leader Panyayun and Ihimie along with the son of his officer or the deal discuss what should be done to make decision for us. Next year asked Mr. Panyayun, what come to your mind next? Do you want to continue to fight here or you want to go to third country to save the people? Colonel Yun and other leaders said if they had proved that Emmanuel was in debt, they would consider to go to USA. But if when we go to another country, our resistance will continue until we get back the land that belongs to us. Yun said, I don't want to go to free nation. He added, I want to stay here because this is my battlefield, this is my responsibility, but I have no supply or help for free country. 1 week after we met, the United Nations peacekeeping came over to protect us from the Vietnam troops who were coming to destroy us. Nhật requested the United States to give us food and supply to our military to help our troops to defend our themselves. So we continue to fight for our freedom. To respond, that request was negative. They give us only one condition to drop our weapon and get to another third country. Next step, I continue to connect with the Special Force and the Green Beret for the sponsorship. It would not take that long. Just 2 days after that we have answered. After a couple of days, they accept the Full Row to go to the United States. And there are helicopters come to pick us to the Phnom Penh. In October 1992, the State Department and UNHCR came to file our paperwork. 1 week after, we already got IOM paid. We will go to the United States of America. Nhật used his all power to let the world know that the DEGA people were abandoned for a long time. No one came to have the DEGA photo in the jungle, Mr. Ned opened his heart, rescues us from the danger place, and resets us to the new way of life. We DEGA very much respect for him because he is a great man to us. He is saved 400 men and women and children. When we arrived in the USA, Mr. Panyayun had problem and passed away on November 2007. I established the DEGA Central Highland Organization to continue his legacy of his dream to fight for freedom to the DEGA people in the Central Highland of Vietnam. The DEGA people are suffering greatly under Vietnam persecution and genocide. Recently on Easter week this year, the Vietnam police used excessive force against DEGA men and women and children. They guard the pastor everywhere they go in, arrest them if they go to another villages for the Easter celebration. Last week on April 2023, the DEGA people stood up for protest in the valley of the Unhcr. The Vietnam have been sent the police troop to stop the people protest peacefully, but Vietnam government sent 100 of the police and us were against them like criminal. Many men, DEGA men and women and children got beat up and even missing. This happened to everywhere in the Central Highland. Our land have been taken away and we are pushed into the rocky and unpleasant place in our country. There are more than 1,000 DEGA refugees in Thailand. Most of them have been stuck in there 15 to 17 years because up to this point, the United States has shut the door on the DEGA refugees. We hope and we ask the United States government to rescue them. We keep asking the government of the United States to not abandon us anymore. We do our best to reporting and all activity and event that happen to our people to the State Department. The United States, the United States nation, and everywhere possible to ask for help. We wish that there are more angels like Mr. Ned Taylor who have the heart to DEGA people. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Next, we'll hear from Sarah Colm, who edited Nate at the Phnom Penh Post before going on to serve as Human Rights Officer for the UN and Human Rights Watch.
Good morning, everybody. I'll never forget Nate's response to being called a cream puff journalist by a Phnom Penh Post reader who said he was soft on the Khmer Rouge. Here's what he said. I've been called a puppet lackey, an intelligence operative, a right-wing jerk, a communist sympathizer, and a hopeless drunk. But I have never been called a cream puff, and I resent it. Despite the black humor and the bravado, underneath, Nate had a soft heart. And those of us who got to see that side of him really had a treasure. I want to tell you a story that shows this side of Nate. In one of the last exchanges with me, Nate texted me with amazing news. A Montenegrin refugee he tried to help some 20 years earlier, who he had long feared had been in prison and was possibly dead, had just made contact with him. It was an emotional reunion, and Nate shared the text exchange between himself and the Montenegrin who wanted to basically thank Nate for sheltering him those many years before, and to tell him that he was now safe. And Nate was sort of overcome with emotion, and I think the fellow whose name is Malo, and he's our next speaker, mostly wanted to thank Nate, but Nate was feeling, had felt quite haunted for years about this particular situation because he had sheltered the Montenegrin at the Phnom Penh Post offices for months while the UN sort of adjudicated Bjorn's refugee claim. But ultimately, the UN rejected his claim for asylum, and the Montenegrin was forced to go back to Vietnam. So, the exchange, it was quite emotional. They said he was crying as we wrote back and forth with the person. He was so relieved that the prison was safe, but still sort of overcome with this horrible feeling of, after some months, having to sort of a tearful goodbye with the fellow we never saw again. So that's a side of Nate that many of us